Would you like to hear a story about someone I taught how to do some real estate deals and they made $120,000? Stay tuned. Karen made 120 grand off of two deals that we did together. I used to work at a brokerage house, Brock Global Resource Investments. It's a great brokerage house. They do lots of really good deals. They finance mining, oil and gas, and natural resource projects. Karen was at the brokerage house when I started, and she taught me how to pick up the phone and get answers to stuff we needed answers on. She said, Luke, you just got to pick up the phone and call them. Call these people and you got to call those people and call these ones back and someone's calling. You got to answer the phone. So she just threw me into it. She taught me how to do paperwork. She taught me how to do a lot of things. This was 2002-ish. I've known Karen for a long time. And I worked at the brokerage house 11 years. I didn't have enough time with kids to keep going to the brokerage house all day, every day. And I hung up my hat and I walked away. A couple of years later, I saw Karen at the grocery store, ran into Karen. He said, Luke, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I told her about some of the land deals I was doing. I'm excited. I like sharing my land deals. Like, look at this one and look at that one. And at that time I was, fresher into land deals, doing lots of deals, small dollar deals, hundreds of dollars of buys and maybe a couple $1,000 buys and sell them for a couple $1,000 or maybe sell them for $5,000 or $10,000. Right. And she said, I want to hear more. I want to learn more. She followed me back to my house. She kept asking questions. Karen's really good at asking questions, right? And she said, I want to do some deals. So we went looking for deals. We went looking for places where we could find land that was selling in short order and rural vacant land, because that's my passion, rural vacant land, right? So we started sending mailers out to places that had good dollar sizes for what we wanted to do, places that had lots of land. It looked like we could get our hands on, looked like we could sell in short order. It looked like it wouldn't be very hard to do due diligence on it. We wanted properties that had size so we could fit a house and fit a septic and fit a driveway and fit a garage and fit all kinds of stuff, not just a little house in the city that there's a whole lot of constraints on. It's too hard to research. We just wanted some simple ones that we could flip and make some money and build up some capital. We did that. We did a bunch of those deals. Karen always pushes for bigger deals, right? Which is great. Got to congratulate her on that. She's been really good to me, pushes the bigger deals. I'm like, we'll make good money off of these deals. We'll do 5 of these instead of taking the next one. She says, well, the bigger one, you could do the same amount of time on the bigger one and make 5 times more money or whatever it is, right? She's always been right. So she would take me to the bigger deal and bigger deal. Luke, let's go do the bigger deal. So we always go test the bigger ones with Karen. And Karen's on the phone. Karen's running logistics. Karen's doing deals with me. And we would go do bigger deals. So our boss bought a big fancy house in Guaymas Island, Skagit County, Washington. So let's look at the land in Guaymas Island in Skagit County, Washington, right? You wanted to get out of California. So you bought this like $10 million-ish house. I'm going to get the number wrong, but you get the idea. On the water, looking at the mountains, big monstrosity with a Olympic-sized pool inside, one of those kinds of houses. So there's got to be some good land around there, right? And so we mailed it. We mailed all the land in the area. We got one that was 3 acres. They got back to us, 3-acre property, and it had some wetlands on it, but it looked like you could fit a house. We're looking at all the data maps and everything. It looked like it could work and there was access and everything. So we bought the property. It had some hair on it. You had to figure it out a little bit to make it totally usable, and we could turn around and sell it right away for a little bit more money, or we could do a little bit of work and sell it for a lot more money. So Karen got on the phone and she started calling around, found an engineer that would go out there on the weekend, on a Saturday, take his kids to the beach, drop them off at the beach while he stopped by the property and checked it out, make it a weekend trip. And he's a big time engineer, but he would throw that in there for us. And we got the deal. We got a good deal on him checking it out, mapping out where the wetlands are and how to put a house in there. Once we got that figured out, house fits, everything looks good, it was worth a lot more money. And we sold it pretty short order with a local realtor. But it was about $80,000 that went back Karen's way after all the bills were paid, money was paid for, the capital was paid for to do it. I like those kinds of deals. And before that, we would make $2,000 on a deal or $5,000 on a deal, and you go to making $80,000. That's a beautiful thing. Thank you, Karen, for asking for bigger deals. After that, she says, we want bigger deals. So we mailed offers all over the place in Arizona, but not so much in Maricopa County. That's where Phoenix is. That's like the bigger ones, right? And so we mailed properties around Phoenix, and we got a bunch of different properties, but the one that sticks out in my mind, the one I remember, the fun one, the one that the stories are about, right, was high traffic retail. It was on Main Street, it was College Avenue is the street it was on. And it had a gas station across the street, a kind of catty corner, had a church on one side with a bunch of fast food places up and down the street. And we thought we were buying the place that a house goes, but no, this isn't where a house goes. This is where a business goes. And so we're figuring out what kind of business could go there. We put up for sale with a broker that sells properties a business goes on. We got offers right away for a couple $250,000 higher or something, like $250,000 higher than we had just bought it for. We used other people's money to buy this property. That was a good spread, but they didn't close. They kept running into the same problem. There's a bus stop right where the driveway goes. I didn't know we were supposed to look for that. There's a driveway on the side street, but everybody wants to drive in one way and out the other, so the drive-through works. And I started learning. So, well, next time we'll make sure you can drive in one way and out the other, right? So how do we solve this one? Carrie got on the phone. She talked to everybody she could get. She got the House of Representatives guy. It was like a local elected House of Representatives representative. Said, I would like more business in your area to happen. And there's some homeless people over here and there's some trash and we get that all cleaned up. If we can have a business here, all we need to do is move the bus station and all these other people want to start a business here. She was asking everybody. And he said, I know people that work at the church or they belong to the church or something to do with the church next door. And he got on the phone with them and they said, we'd love to have a bus stop here. You know, we take donations too, right? If it's helping you, you could help us. So they didn't tell us how much, but I think they wanted about $5,000 to get the bus stop moved over in front of the church. And that made the property worth a whole lot more money right away. So as soon as we figured that out, we had a solution. We could move the bus stop over. And there's just some paperwork to move the bus stop over with the help of the House of Representatives guy and the church. And it sounded like straight order. We presented it to our broker. The broker made a couple calls. The people that were bidding on the property, they priced it in there. They came right back to us and said, we want to buy it. We had Salad and Go and a couple others, fast food restaurants. I don't remember exactly who ended up with it, but the Salad and Go concept was my favorite out of the lineup. And they wanted to go for it, paying for the capital, paying for everything. And Karen ended up with about $40,000 out of that deal. So 80,000 in one, 40,000 on another. I thought that was pretty sweet on some nice land deals. And so that's how Karen made $120,000 in a couple deals, finding properties, figuring them out, and selling them. And she's really good at calling the government workers and calling the brokers and calling the engineers, calling whoever we need to get stuff done on these properties and just asking the questions and making it happen. We work together really well doing deals. And so now I've created a little community that I can work with more people to do more deals like this. I can teach. I've set that up. The first step of it, the first phase of it's free. If you want to kickstart it and go faster, there's a paid version that's coming live, that's coming available Black Friday. I'll be doing live calls along the way to answer questions and fill in more information. I post a couple different learning curve kinds of deals, and I want to keep doing more along the way. It's in its beta phase. I want to keep building it up and growing it over time, but this will be a more organized way for me to teach and show and tell and bring you into the deals that I love working on. And so from there, we've gone into more commercial deals. I think there's a lot less competition in the commercial properties that are happening right now. A lot of them are going bankrupt. They have problems, right? When everyone else is going one way, I like to go the other way. That's where the deals are. And right now, a lot of the people are going after rural vacant land. The prices are dancing and the competition's strong. But when you go after commercial, hardly anyone shows up. You can make up the terms, you can make up the prices. And when you fix a property by doing something like moving the bus stop over, or something better like adding a tenant to the property that's got a big name behind them, the prices, the values dance, and the liquidity is beautiful. They're liquid on the other side the second you fix what needs fixing, like going from vacant to full. And I want to show you that. I want to be involved in those deals. I want to walk you through them. I want to coach you on them and make them happen. There's a sea of those deals out there in today's market. Look at the link below in the description of this video, and let's talk about these deals. I want to go deal by deal and compare and contrast and learn and make deals happen and knock them over together. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Luke Smith. See you in the next one.